everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dual Destinies. This is by far the third attempt to record this sequence because I kept doing a lot of small mistakes. First, the audio wasn't recording, and then the video wasn't recording. So, third time's the charm, right? So, that's where we left off. We just accused Fulbright, the energetic Fulbright, as the emotionless Phantom. How are we going to get to that point where we prove that he really is the Phantom, because he's so emotional? Well, we're going to find out shortly. Hopefully, maybe in this video. I don't know, I just hope this is the last time I record this section, because doing Fulbright is exhausting. Anyway, let's go.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey! He's acting exactly the same as always. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicion, then let's get to your testimony. Alright, fine! You want me to prove my righteousness? I could certainly do that! Oh, boy. Alright, let's go, Fulbright. Ha ha! I am the very embodiment of justice itself! I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments! And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is the proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it! And he has a point there. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit? That's right! Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. Yeah! Oh, I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice just is. Oh, that was terrible. I had to say that 3 times now. Don't make me break out a dictionary on you. Please don't throw the book at me. Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence.
Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell! Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicion against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Ha ha ha! Now ask away and don't hold back! Alright, we won't! Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Will do, Judge, will do. Alright, we are pressing on the second statement about him saying, I do not want to be a villain, blah 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 blah. Something like that. That one.
Hold it!
My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's a reasoning behind even a tofu burger. But what we have against Ms. Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter with Ms. Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but wait. Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial. If you harbor any suspicion, I suggest you ask Fulbright, right, Dodo? Especially about that lighter. He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? The number of prints. So, how many prints were found exactly? 3! The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of the right hand. Right hand, you say? Your Honor, that is an important statement. Could we please have it Add it to my testimony. You got it. He beat me to it. Ha ha! Be it investigating or testifying, speed is the key. No, not really. The truth is the key. Anyway, now we are presenting something here. We are presenting, or a statement, because she said that it was on their left hand that they saw the lighter.
Objection!
You say the prints were from the right hand. Is that correct? That's right! Very clear prints! But that just doesn't add up. Huh? What doesn't add up? According to Miss Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, this person held a lighter in their left hand. Oh? So here's the dilemma for us. Why are the prints on the lighter from a right hand instead of a left? No! You're right, it doesn't make sense, does it? Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness's claims don't even hold water. Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely right hand prints. But then, why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackwell's statement? I've got it! What have you got, Detective? The mirror! The witness must have seen a reflection of the culprit in the mirror. Go on. Miss Blackwell was looking in through the window of the boarding lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. If you mean the little window in the back and to the right of the room. That's right, and across the room on the opposite wall. Oh, is a large mirror. I do remember seeing it. Ah! So are you saying... Yes, the culprit Miss Blackwell saw must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror. Oh, well, shit. Oh, I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Ha ha ha! Now do you see? That's the logic of pure justice!
Objection!
But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackwell saw was a reflection.
Silence!
Right, Dodo, you'd sooner nick yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it. Huh? Ha ha ha! That's right! Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand. And why not? Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? And that emblem is only on one side of the lighter. You're right, there's no emblem on the other side. Exactly, as blank and smooth as the judge's fine scope. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem. Uh-oh. What's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting. So if the culprit held it in their left hand with the emblem out invisible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they had held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. That's all. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. No! Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Oh, poor Wright. It appears you've planted a flower that bears no fruit. Ha ha ha! See how it withers before my flower of justice? He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point. In justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination. Oh, it's so sad. So very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit. Alright, Shakespeare.
Hold it!
Paul's like, nope. We're not through with you. Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that? Huh? Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an emblem? A fire emblem? This is not fire emblem, Earth emblem. Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? Oh. Well then. Apollo picks up the tell. I knew it. You're lying, detective. Pardon me? You mean... Yes, my bracelet reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. And I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice Dono, are you to use that cheat of yours again? It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell. It really is not. I don't know why this game makes it off as it's cheating. Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on, then. We have Prosecutor Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up. Here goes, then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? Alright, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. Alright, so here we are, we're going to proceed. It's going to happen really quick because he will do his little tell at the beginning, and then if you're a little slow on it, then you have to go through the entire statement again. But you have to basically focus on his hand. This hand. You can just see what's going on here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Why? Why? I hit perceive, you dumb game! Ugh. Now see, now what happens now, I gotta wait until he goes through this whole statement. Why can't I skip this? Oh god, it worked the first time I went through this, why can't I do it again? Well, I would imagine them saying this really slow. The Earth emblem is only on the side that you... Okay, proceed. And let's go. Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about. Of course you don't. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Silence.
Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind them having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwell! I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter. Fulbright doesn't seem happy. Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now let's check every inch of this thing. Which you don't really have to, we're just examining the Earth emblem. So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything noteworthy? Huh? Hey, look at this! The emblem's actually some kind of button! Now this is by far the coolest thing ever. James Bond cool. Oh man, I want one of these. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle, a trigger. Is this what I think it is? There's no question. It seems what you have there is a gun. What? Rubber. A gun. So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmos was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a .10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster, that's right, whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transformed into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum and then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mention the Earth emblem, you touch your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where is your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' prints. It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. Ugh. He has a point, unfortunately. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter, and the person who murdered Mr. Tarrant, and the person who bombed the Space Center, that's a whole lot of ands, are all the defendant, Athena Sykes. The prints on the lighter are decisive proof. No! Now do you see? A man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit, and I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell? Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claims stand firm. But! Calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead.
Objection!
Wow, rude. Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you get. So does that make Fulbright Wesker? I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis of accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this lighter might be forged evidence? That's right, it could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. It is indeed! Have a look at this. Excuse me. What's this? A lighter?
Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge.
Ah, yes! I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift.
Ah.
If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? The owner of the prints. Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely match her print data. But what about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and the print data. Isn't that correct? Yes, what about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data used official? Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated? I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official, sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity! There's no need for such antics!
Silence!
Your Honor, I lend my voice to defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well, then. Bailiff! Poor old Fulbright. Oh, hi, Taka. Oh, it appears that the official data is here. His bald head has gotta be made of steel considering those claws. And the results? It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints of the lighter do not belong to the defendant. Yeah! Yes! The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Tarrant. What? Okay, that was really random. It's not Fulbright's, it's Clay's. They were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter. Ah, I see. Come to think of it. Wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all. When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off of his hand. Ah! By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. Ah! Digging a deeper hole there, Fulbright. This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So, does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Nah! Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route. Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Confess your sins! Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers while you stand. Alright, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
Is all over. Now be a man and admit it already. But I'm not a spy! I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. An undercover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me. A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover the information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright. That's right! I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly... even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me! He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. What?
Objection!
That's my reaction too. You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then who was the mystery person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you! All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
You sure are saying an awful lot of things for having your family being threatened. I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Pitting the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders. And you expect me to buy that? Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him. So he sent a buzzard of his own to tail me this past year, did he? I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believe I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. That's scary. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to sniper shots in this courtroom. Heck, the Phantom could shoot you down right now for confessing a buttload of shit. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's gonna lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wriggle free now. There! I finally told the truth! Now, I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. What kind of face is that, Fulbright? You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right? I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? How could you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Silence.
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Ugh. Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. But... I've known Fulbright here for a year now, and all this time he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie. Prosecutor Blackwell! This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me he actually became quite a nuisance, really. Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me! Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really been taken in by this big phony. Nah, I think he's got something up his sleeve, man. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that? Yes! Thank you! Oh, thank you! Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. The feels! The judge can't handle the feels! In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. Very good! I am very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up and Miss Sykes will go free as well. This is really bad. But Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know, but... what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to get away just like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits! And with that, I'm off! What, no injustice we trust?
Hold it!
Athena to the rescue!
The defense! No, wait, not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue.
What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges.
It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over?
What? Apollo's face. He's so done with everybody. Athena, what are you doing? I hope we don't get held in contempt of court.
I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwell for what he's done for you?
Of course I am! And I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart! Athena, where are you going with these questions?
I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all.
What? Does that mean...
We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie.
That's it. With your special ability, he just might be able to stop him. We just might be able to stop him.
Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations.
Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow.
If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him?
Oh, Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe this nonsense the defense is spouting? Fulbright, I think you better have that counseling. What? Not you too! You have been making badgy remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as you're an undercover investigator and your family has been taken hostage. I feel you might have finally lost it. But I thought you believed me!
Silence.
Oh, how you amuse me so. What's going on here?
That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon.
I knew you would catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here?
Guess we left you in the dust there, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright because he knew I noticed if there was a lack of emotions, like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart.
What? You two were working together just now? Oh, come on, it was really obvious. Come on, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart.
You got it! Time to check the instant replay! Widget, mon ami, let's do it!
Oh boy, here comes something really disturbing now. I promise you the device is not broken. Thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackwell. I am an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was coursing me. He stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I am a bad person for cooperating with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do? Yep, he is not expressing any emotions there. And we're going to, investigate his non-emotional state in the next video, because we are now at the 31-minute mark. Oh, we're a little bit over now. So yes, I'll see you guys in the next video then. Laters. Oh god, I hope I don't have to record again. Nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey! He's acting exactly the same as always. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicion, then let's get to your testimony. Alright, fine! You want me to prove my righteousness? I could certainly do that! Oh, boy. Alright, let's go, Fulbright. Ha ha! I am the very embodiment of justice itself! I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments! And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof! Don't make me break out a dictionary on you! Ah, please don't throw the book at me! Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear! What's not clear are your eyes! Wake up and smell the justice!
Silence.
Ah! Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell! Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicion against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Ha ha ha! Now ask away and don't hold back! Alright, we won't! Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Will do, Judge, will do. Alright, we are pressing on the second statement about him saying, I do not want to be a villain, blah 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 blah. Something like that. That one.
Hold it!
My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's a reasoning behind even a... Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dual Destinies. This is by far the third attempt to record this sequence because I kept doing a lot of small mistakes. First, the audio wasn't recording, and then the video wasn't recording. So, third time's the charm, right? So, that's where we left off. We just accused Fulbright, the energetic Fulbright, as the emotionless Phantom. how are we going to get to that point where we prove that he really is the Phantom? Because he's so emotional. Well, we're going to find out shortly. Hopefully, maybe in this video. I don't know. I just hope this is the last time I record this section because doing Fulbright is exhausting. Anyway, let's go.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is what we do have is the proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it. And he has a point there. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit? That's right! Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. Yeah! Oh, I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice just is. Oh, that was terrible. I had to say it 3 times now.